How are you, Stuart?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. The clock isn't yet ticking.
Right.
We've got to put the battery in.
But this doesn't count as the interview.
Not as the actual 5 minutes.
Right.
You've been busy?
Yeah, I drove back from Bridport in Dorset this morning at 6:30. I did a gig there last night in a disused cinema. So that was nice, going across the downs, yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Here we go. Can you count us down?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Have you got any tips on how to make people laugh, Stuart?
No, I think it's different for everyone, and I've no idea broadly how to do it, and the book I've just written is specifically about how I would do it. But even then, it doesn't always work.
Do you think you can get better as a stand-up comedian?
Yeah, you can get better and you can get worse. You know, you see really good people get worse, and you see really bad people get brilliant. It depends about who you end up playing to. You know, whether your confidence gets knocked out of you, whether you find your own voice. You know, whether you stumble across a particular point of view that really suits you. So yeah.
Do you end an evening and think, this has been a fantastic routine, and sometimes the opposite?
Yeah, I mean the same thing can go really well or really badly, and everyone in stand-up has theories about why that is. You know, so like don't do stuff about shoes in Newcastle on a Thursday or whatever. There's all kinds of specifics, but you can't really ever tell. And what annoys me is that after 20 years, it's still as inconvenient to go well as it is to go badly. Both of them end up giving you an adrenaline rush that means you can't sleep.
Can't sleep
afterwards, yeah.
Is there something special about doing a smaller venue? Does that suit your style of comedy?
I think the optimum size for any stand-up is about 150 people. Smaller than that, and it's difficult to reach a tipping point if you're doing like weird stuff. And bigger than that, it just starts to become a bit like a rally, you know. And I think there's something about that many people, you can still maintain the illusion that it's a conversation in some way, which is sort of what stand-up's supposed to be about, I think.
What means more to you, mainstream success or fringe success?
Well, I've never really had mainstream success. I mean, I had I suppose I had an inkling of it with Jerry Springer the Opera, which I co-wrote the words for, Richard Thomas's Jerry Springer the Opera. But certainly, in terms of British culture, most of the people that I like are on the fringes in comedy, and I'd rather be with them than with the stadium crowd. But you know, the money would be nice. So at the moment, I think I'm somewhere in the middle.
How do you come up with your jokes? Do you solemnly sit down and think, this is going to be funny, it's got to be funny?
Well, the current show is about two things. It's about who are the Conservatives, really, and it's about charity. And I was reading the paper, and one day I saw a press release about how much a particular celebrity was earning, and then about 2 days later I saw another press release about how much they just raised for charity through Sport Relief, and the two figures just made me laugh. Just the difference between them. And then that ended up as like a half-hour bit. So things can just sort of strike you. Then other stuff sort of happens by accident. I used to sit and meticulously write everything, but since I had a little boy, I tend to go on stage with some things written on my hand like that and try and improvise around them, and eventually that will sort of coalesce into a routine. So I don't really have the time now or the energy. I'm not awake enough to be able to write like I used to.
When did you first realise that you make people laugh?
Well, I don't know, but I used to do little shows at school and stuff. I used to write little funny plays and things. But then when I was 16, I saw a stand-up called Ted Chippington opening for the Fall at a rock gig, and that was the moment when I thought I wanted to do stand-up.
What makes you laugh, Stuart?
Well, loads of. I mean, the thing that's made me laugh the most for years ever was Kevin McAleer's routine about eating meringues. I did fall off my chair laughing at that.
You're very into music, and you write about it.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. Through my loss-making acclaimed musical theatre days, I was able to subsidise myself reviewing records for Murdoch newspapers. Yeah.
Tell me, we haven't got much time left, about causing offence in comedy. Is it quite hard to know where to draw the line? It's a complicated area, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think if you're doing stuff about something, you have to think: is the collateral damage of the offence it might cause worth the point you're going to make? But it's different for all people. You know, if you're a high status figure, I think you shouldn't be applying pressure downwards. But if you're, for example, Jerry Sadowitz, who's like in opposition to everything, then everything is pressure applied upwards. You know, Chris Rock said a really good thing about this: as long as the pressure's being applied upwards, then it's fine.
Do you ever set out to be offensive?
No.
That is all we've got time for. Stewart Lee, great to see you.
Thanks for having us.